In this lesson, we're going to be talking about the statistical symbols that you'll be using throughout the first part of the term. So let's get started with those. At the top of the page, you see a capital X. That will be used to represent whatever it is that we are measuring or observing, so things like age or motivation. The next symbol is the uppercase Greek symbol sigma, that means sum of. So the sum of X implies that you take each of your X scores and add them together. Nextly, you see a capital N and a lowercase n. The capital N, for our purposes, will represent the number of people in a population. The lowercase n will represent the number of people in a sample. Your textbook actually, he uses the capital N throughout. When I write formulas and we're talking about a sample, you'll see me use a lowercase n. The next two symbols look very similar. The parentheses are just in different places. So just always remember to go in and do what's in parentheses first. So the first one that I will read to you is the sum of X quantity squared. So that quantity is put in place to note that you put the parentheses around the sum and the X. So what you're going to do is go in, sum each of your X's and then square that sum. The next line is the sum of X squared. So you square each X and then you sum it up. In the middle of the page, you see the notation or the symbols for the measures of central tendency and the measures of variability. The measures of central tendency, X bar or M, represent the mean. MD, Q2, or P50 represent the median. MO represents the mode. For the measures of variability, SD or S stands for the standard deviation. IQR represents the interquartile range, INTER, so interquartile range, and then R simply stands for the range. Moving down the page, S squared or MS represents variance or mean squared. Again, those terms can be used, or the symbols can be used interchangeably. SS technically stands for sums of squares. That also is the variation. And then at the bottom of the page, you see capital Q and capital P. Q stands for quartile, P stands for percentile. So we'll be dividing our sets of data into 4 equal quartiles. So Q1 and P25 represent the 25th percentile. Q2 and P50 represent the 50th percentile, and then Q3 or P75 represent the 75th percentile. So I'm going to leave you with a little Aggie joke. How many Texas A&M freshmen does it take to change a light bulb? None, because that's a sophomore class.